Hello everyone, welcome to M&M Plants and Pets. A very happy Diwali to all my viewers. There is a very special plant that I've decided to cover today, and from the title itself you must have guessed it right, and the plant is Sansevieria, and it is also called mother-in-law's tongue or a snake plant. Different names but the plant is same. And I have two varieties that I want to share. These are those varieties. And let's start how to take care of them. So as you can see, I have these two varieties. This was a very beautiful basket gifted to me by one of my students. So I've used it to keep my snake plants in it. Now, as you can see that the first thing I would like you to observe is the pot size. I would recommend that the pot size really needs to be very small because this plant does not require huge pots. What happens is when we plant snake plants in huge pots, they will take a lot of time to grow because the roots won't be able to set in a very large place. So I would highly recommend you to have small pot. Now as you can see that this is such a healthy plant, and look at the pot size, it's so small and there are no roots coming out absolutely. That means it is still doing well. If you see the roots coming out from the hole underneath the pot, that's when you have to understand that it's time for the pot change and you have to get a bigger size pot. Now the best part about this plant is that it requires absolutely zero care. Now when I say zero care, it means I water my snake plant twice a month, that is once in a fortnight, and that too I will check my soil. If it is not wet, only then I will water. This plant does not require a lot of water because they grow in desert, and we have to understand one thing, that when we have succulents or plants that grow in desert, that means they have the tendency of not having a lot of water. So if you want to kill your snake plants, you will have to then water them a lot. But if you want to keep them flourishing like ever after, please don't water them. Like if you see this plant of mine, I watered this snake plant 1 month ago, and this is the latest new leaf that has come out. If you see the light color, this is the latest leaf. Now how do I know that it's time for me to water my snake plant? If you could observe this leaf, it has started folding. The leaf should be straight like this, but if the leaf starts a bit like this, it starts folding, that means the plant is now asking for water. This is the best way to make yourself realize that yes, now it is the time to water your plant. And then if I see my soil, it is very dry. So yes, it is the time for me to water my snake plant, and it will be around after a month. What is the best place to keep your snake plants? I would say inside your houses or in your offices, but definitely not in a place where there is a lot of sunlight or direct sunlight. Snake plants, they love light, they love fresh air, but definitely not direct sunlight. So you can keep it anywhere where it is just getting normal light or a well-lit room. That should be fine. Coming towards the fertilizer, I have never fertilized my snake plant, and I don't think so there is any need to fertilize your snake plants. They do well without any fertilizer. But if you want to fertilize because you can't stop yourself and you are a passionate gardener, what I can advise is you can fertilize once in 6 months, and you can give it some liquid fertilizer when you are watering the plant. But please make sure that when you are fertilizing your plant, the temperature is not more than 30 degrees Celsius, because in hot climate, if you fertilize your plant, that might kill your plant. The best time to fertilize your snake plants is when you're watering them. So what you can do is you can just mix like half a spoon of seaweed fertilizer in the water that you are going to water it, and you can water it during the daytime when the temperature is below, let's say 30 degrees Celsius, and it's a cool day, and you can just water your snake plants thoroughly and make sure that then you don't overwater them as well. The last and the most important part is soil. Soil is the most important ingredient for a healthy plant, and what I would recommend is, because this is a desert plant, the soil needs to be very loose. So I would not recommend you using a lot of organic compost because that is very heavy. It is very rich in nutrients, and that might be, you know, a lot overwhelming for this plant. So I would just recommend a normal garden soil, which there is, you know, no fertilizer, there is no compost mixed in it. Just normal garden soil is good enough for a snake plant. Propagation of snake plant is very easy as well. These plants are extremely easy to propagate. What I can do is, if I use a scissor and if I cut it from here over here, and if I just plant the top part over here in the soil, there is absolutely no need of any honey or any cinnamon powder or any rooting hormone for snake plants. They are very I would say friendly in that way. Just plant it in the soil and you will see a new snake plant coming up. The reason I'm not propagating is because I have two and that's enough for me. I don't have much space, as you can see, so two is enough for me, but definitely you can propagate and get more and more out of one. Another reason I would highly recommend snake plants, apart from the fact that they are very tough in nature, is that they are air purifiers, and secondly they are very cheap. I still remember that I bought this snake plant for like $7-8 and this one was for $5-6. So they are very cheap in the market. You don't have to spend a lot of money, and the most important thing is that they are air purifiers. You can keep it next to your bed, or you can keep it where you are spending the most of the time of the day. I have kept one snake plant on my office desk as well because I sit there and work for 8 hours, so I definitely want at least 4 or 5 plants on my office desk so that I'm getting all the time fresh oxygen in this atmosphere when there is a lot of pollutants out there. So what I would recommend is definitely have these ones at your place, and they will keep you healthy. So I hope I've covered everything regarding these beautiful, lovely plants. And if there is anything that you would like to know more about snake plants, do comment below. Happy gardening to all of you. Get some snake plants in your life and you'll love them. If you like this video, please hit the like button, subscribe my channel and hit the bell icon for the latest updates. Bye for now.